Good morning and welcome back to the third installment of Coffee with Robin. I'm buzzing a little bit this morning because I am actually on my third cup of coffee. This is what post-production does to you. But speaking of coffee, I do want to say one thing about my prop on this show. These wonderful coffee mugs were a gift from my sister, Wendy Sachs-Slavin, who has been phenomenal in rallying the troops to pledge for our Kickstarter campaign. So Wend, I want to say l'chaim, thank you very much, and thank you to all of Wendy's friends for pledging to Kickstarter for the Heart That Sings. We are about a little more than a third funded, so if you haven't pledged yet, we only have 6 more days. Please make a pledge. Kickstarter campaign, The Heart That Sings. But I have to tell you, post-production is getting really exciting. Last night, I got to hear the first 48 minutes of the score by our genius film composer, Richard Friedman. And I laughed, I cried, I laughed. And one of the greatest laughs that I had was connected to our guest this morning, the one and only, inimitable Judy Winegard, who my friend and colleague of many years. Here she is, Judy Winegard from Miss Agatha Grimshaw in A Light for Grey Towers to Shterna Sarah in The Heart That Sings. And wait till you see her in this one.
People actually like me this time.
Yes.
They won't go across the street when they see me on the sidewalk.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Back away from the coffee.
Yeah, exactly. So please tell me and tell our audience out there what it was like playing this character this summer.
This was a great character. It was a magical character. I felt that she had so many different layers, and it was nice to play somebody who was wonderful and nice instead of evil. Even though evil is also fun. So having that dynamic and knowing that I could tap into a very holy and funny character was fun.
I suspect a lot of people have seen the trailer already, and I want you to know that when I was writing the script, I had a lot of laughs because I knew I was casting Judy in this part, and basically in every scene we gave her a stunt. And she was such a trooper. She had to do a lot of pratfalls and going into, interesting positions and coming up out of them. And you don't want to give away too much, but how was it doing the stunts for you?
I was very nervous about doing the stunts, and I was feeling much better when we actually had the stunt coordinator come on, because that's when I knew that I was going to be safe and okay. And
did you have fun doing them?
it was a lot of fun.
Because we laughed. It was a real welcome relief for the entire crew. They just adored Judy, and
It was a lot. I tell you, I couldn't walk the next day. That was the hard part. I got down on my knees so many times, squatting, and that's when I was like, okay, time to work out. Do you see how different I look today? You know how much weight I had to gain for that part?
But the funny thing is, we were on the set where we would often have to hold ourselves from please, I want to laugh so badly, because the camera was rolling and we were recording sound, and then I would call cut and we would just really roll. But you are going to roll when you see Judy in the film.
Yeah, it was a full out character, so it was fun to just let it fly, and
Yes.
to have the passion that she had. And
I think I'd like people to know just a little bit about your journey. Judy was en route to Broadway in a show called Jekyll and Hyde when she had a spiritual epiphany back in the 90s and became what's called a Balas Tshuva, a returnee to Jewish religious life. And I just want you to tell us a little bit about how that was for you as a performer, making such a transition, and now being able to do, this is our second film together, and Judy has her second significant role.
It was a hard transition, and it was a transition that Hashem is very good to me because he really knows me and knows how it had to be gentle and progressive and loving, and I had to look at things from every angle before I made my moves. And even when I was deciding to go for different things professionally, everything I was up against, I was miserable. But when I was in the mode of where I was in my journey in Yiddishkeit, I was calm and happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt, this particular business is extremely cutthroat. It's extremely aggressive at times, and not nice. It can be a panacea if the right people and the right, works, everybody's in order, and it's like anything, like any job. But I was so unhappy, and I was so not fulfilled on so many levels. And I just remember, I remember releasing it and saying, okay, your will is my will, and it will, whatever I really released it in a very, very thankful and loving way, and it came back to me.
Right.
And it came back to me big time, because it's such an amazing thing to have a movie that evokes so much emotion in such a holy and beautiful and kadosh way, and just having Hashem as the main CEO in your life, the main producer in your life, is such an amazing feeling. And to be able to bring that to people, girls who are struggling with their Yiddishkeit, people who are struggling in general, just on a day-to-day basis with everything that is going on around us. This is important. This is an important place in our history right now for Jewish people and Jewish women.
Absolutely. It's interesting because Judy's character, though she's very funny, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, she has another dimension to her personality as well that surprises you. And I think that the message Judy was just speaking about really, just jumps off the screen in the film. I think it's almost time to say goodbye for today. Do you have any sort of final thing you'd like to say about urging people to please pledge to Kickstarter and help us finish The Heart That Sings?
I think that what you've been saying is right on. It's like if you pass this on to 10 people, and they pass it on to 10 people, and they pass it on to 10 people. I mean, that is what the power of today is that you can say, look, check this out. This is awesome. Let's be a part of it. I have $1. I have $2. I have $3. I have $1 million.
Oh,
that's okay too. We'll
is.
take that. So let's all participate. Let's all try to bring a holy, beautiful, intense, wonderful experience to our girls, to our women. We need to be replenished every day. In this day and age, we need chizuk every single day. We need the power of knowing that there is somebody above guiding us that is so strong. And this movie and the movies that Robin brings to us is what it's all about.
So nice.
So give.
Thank you.
It's all up. You got it's all up.
So we're counting down. We want to thank our wonderful cameraman.
We love you, Sharon.
Sharon Kushner, musician, and in the background you hear our songwriter Lady Garmos.
Amazing.
Yes, so we're really, really excited and look forward to seeing you all at the premiere of The Heart That Sings.